As we come to the last handful of episodes in the A to Z of investing, there are still some important areas to cover. Today, I want to talk about a sector that's key to our very survival and which I think will come into even sharper focus in the next couple of decades, because U is for utilities. What do I mean by utilities? I mean the services we all take for granted in British suburbia, like electricity, gas, and arguably most important of all, water. There are some massive trends going on in the world today, all of which have utilities at their core. Global warming based on excess greenhouse gases. Yes, it looks like a major life-threatening issue, but it's also the reason for the birth of alternative energy. Technology in this sector is moving fast, and I think some of the best opportunities to make a fortune in the next decade will be found in the world of alternative energy. The controversy around fracking doesn't take away from the fact that new methods of extraction have made previously uneconomic mines viable again. And it's turned America into a major oil exporter, much to the chagrin of the Saudis, who are trying to price them out of business by flooding the world with more oil than it needs. I read a fascinating recent analysis of the migrant crisis threatening to overrun Europe's capacity to absorb so many new residents. Forget Syria or ISIS. The report suggested the migration is based on long-term water shortages in the Middle East and Africa that make very survival there marginal. It's a south to north migration in pursuit of the most basic of human needs, drinking water. Then there's the whole nuclear question. As a child of the Cold War and the Iron Curtain, I look on with incredulity as George Osborne announces that China will be funding Britain's next nuclear power station at Hinkley Point. Fast forward 20 years and we've become dependent on it for 20% of our electricity. Then imagine we have a falling out with Beijing who decide to switch off the energy. It'll be candles out and back to 1974's three-day week. We're not the only country to lack an integrated energy policy. Short-term political thinking and 100-year strategic planning are not easy bedfellows. But like every enormous issue, it throws up unlimited opportunity for the entrepreneur. And those are the people we should be looking to put our money on. Tesla has made enormous progress in moving electric cars from the muesli and sandals market into mainstream desirability. But to make the next jump, there needs to be another generation of battery with some rare minerals involved in its manufacture. One great strategy is to get in ahead of a major demand boost using ETFs and futures on specific commodities and then riding that wave of explosive growth. Two companies involved in supplying minerals to Tesla, rare earth minerals and Bacanora, recently saw their shares surge after announcing new deals with the car maker. There's so much going on in the utilities sector that you'll need to invest some time in educating yourself before making any decisions. But it's an area where I think there's so much potential for breakthroughs in new forms of energy and in better ways of harvesting existing energy sources that it's worthy of your careful attention going forward. Watch out for our sector-specific reports and events in Elite Investor Club and decide for yourself if this is a sector you'd like to focus on. Utilities used to be regarded as a boringly safe sector that paid predictable dividends from mature businesses. That cosy worldview will be blown out of the water in the years ahead, and those on the right side of the big moves will make a fortune. Will you be one of them? What about George Osborne's scandalous and deliberate attempt to call tax avoidance the same thing as tax evasion, and to deliberately scapegoat some high-profile celebs like Jimmy Carr and Gary Barlow?